Hello everyone! Welcome back to the Ghostly Sisters! We just wanted to say Merry Christmas to everyone.
Especially to our new subscribers and who have joined the Ghostly family. And to those who have stuck around with us from the very beginning, even after we ghosted all of you for 2 years. So thank you and Merry Christmas.
So we decided for a fun little holiday video, we are going to give you guys a scary story. Scary Christmas story.
It's not necessarily a Christmas story. Oh wait, it is, yeah. Never mind. Okay, so let's get right to it. So this story we are going to tell you guys is the sock puppet story. The sock puppet is a scary Christmas story about a rich man, a frail daughter, some resentful villagers, and a strange Christmas gift.
Many years ago in Ireland, there was a very rich man who lived in a small village. He owned all the land surrounding the village and rented it out to farmers at an unduly high rate.
The man lived in the largest house in the village with his wife, his 2 sons, and his small, frail daughter. It is said he was the kindest man to his family. However, in business he was cold and ruthless. He was an opportunist, making lots of money by the excessively high rents he expected the villagers to pay, making it very difficult for them to support their families. If they fell behind on rent, he would immediately evict them, throwing them out and making them homeless, family and all.
Due to this, the villagers hated the rich man and despised him. His disregard only fueled the anger brewing inside them. The rich man often threw lavish parties, only inviting his friends and family, while the poor villagers sacrificed to make ends meet, living on just bread and potatoes.
One year, misfortune fell upon the village, and all the crops were spoiled. By the time winter arrived, many of the villagers were starving. The rich man, instead of showing sympathy for his tenants, he raised a rent.
And still, while the villagers were experiencing a very cold winter filled with sadness and hunger, the rich man threw his annual Christmas party for his friends and family, where they all feasted and drank endlessly. The meal was so grand, it was enough to feed the whole village.
Later that evening, one villager knocked at their door, bearing a gift. He said it was a Christmas present for the rich man's daughter. Upon opening the gift, the daughter was pleasantly surprised by the strange-looking sock puppet. The villager said he had knitted the sock puppet himself, and he asked if he may have something to eat.
The rich man, rather than offering the villager a plateful of food, handed him a single raw potato and signaled him to leave, so he left.
That's messed up. The rich man continued with this party, and his daughter named the sock puppet Charlie and put it on her hand. Although it was a dingy old sock puppet, the daughter loved it, and she showed it to everyone at the party. Look at my sock puppet.
Later that evening, the party had ended. The rich man was heading to bed when he decided to check in on his daughter. When he looked inside the bedroom, his daughter was asleep. When he was about to leave, he noticed the sock puppet was still on her hand. When he looked closer, he was shaken by the puppet. It seemed to be looking directly at him.
He was shook. He dismissed his thoughts, believing it to be his imagination. And that's what everyone does in a horror movie. That's the biggest mistake you can make. But very late that night, the rich man and his wife were awakened by a knock at their bedroom door. It was their daughter, looking more frail than ever, with blood dripping from one hand and the sock puppet on the other, with it looking directly at them. Wait, this is what it was. Mommy, I started my period. She walked in slowly and said, "Mama, Papa, Charlie needs to speak with you." Charlie already spoke with Jacob and Michael, she continued, while moving the sock puppet's mouth as if it was speaking. "And now he must speak with you," she said.
Weeks went by and the rich man's house remained silent. No candles were lit during the night. Not a sound, no movement was seen or heard. Finally, some villagers decided to go investigate. What they found was horrific. In the living room sat the two brothers with their severed heads on their hands like puppets. In the master bedroom, the decaying bodies of the parents were found in a similar manner, lying on the bed. Still, the most horrifying sight was of the once frail girl. She was in the dark corner of her bedroom, sitting with the creepy sock puppet on one hand, and on the other hand was her severed head stuffed upon it. Her face staring strangely out with her eyes wide open with a sweet yet eerie smile. Those who had the misfortune to set sight on such horror replayed her frightful image every night. One could not forget.
Time continued, and a family unaware of the scary occurrence moved into the house. The new family had a daughter who was ill, so a doctor recommended a stay in the country might help improve her health, so they were happy with the move. And everything seemed to be going well until one dark and cold night. The wife heard her daughter call out to her, and as she was making her way to her daughter's room, she heard her talking as if to someone. When she peeked in, she was sleeping.
When the mother returned to her bedroom, her husband asked, "What did she need, honey?" The mother shaken, she paused for a moment. "I have no idea." She paused yet again and continued, "The poor little thing must have been talking in her sleep. Do you know where she got that awful sock puppet? She was wearing it on her hand and it seemed to be staring straight at me."
Make sure to give this video a big thumbs up. We hope you enjoyed it. If you want to hear some more stories, give us
any stories we can talk about.
Yeah, comment down below any stories you want us to talk about. If you have any other requests, and subscribe to the Ghostly Sisters. Thank you everyone, and Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas!